started, I know we talked a little bit about it the other night, but just still have a lot of thoughts and prayers with everyone in Western North Carolina. I've talked with a lot of family and close friends over the past several days, and it's pretty devastating some of the things that they're going through in the Asheville area, the Boone, Chimney Rock, and some of those areas. And you're talking about a situation that it's probably not going to get better anytime soon. It's probably going to be weeks for some families for water and power, and then there are a lot of families that lost their homes. And so obviously there's some people in our state that are going through some pretty tough situations right now. And so just keep them in our mind, and the workers that are trying to get things resolved. You pray for safety. So. As it pertains to us, obviously a really good weekend in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this past weekend. Great crowd on hand for family weekend. Just appreciate Pirate Nation showing up. I think 41,000 plus. Just really energetic, stadium. Appreciate the student body again. The Boneyard was full again this week, so 10,000 students there. So created a great atmosphere for the game. And very good UTSA team. They were every bit the challenge we thought they would be. I thought that we showed some growth in a lot of areas this past weekend. Still haven't played our best, but I think continuing to progress and play better, and did a lot of really, really good things. Obviously, able to do the things that we needed to do in the second half, and in particular the fourth quarter, in order to win the ball game. Which that's the biggest improvement. After two tough, close losses, to be able to win a solid game at home against one of the better teams in our league. Obviously a good weekend for us. So 1-0 in the conference. That was our goal this past week. Another challenging game coming up on the road this weekend against a much improved Charlotte football team, who got their own big win this past weekend down at Rice, a game that they trailed much of the game. Able to come back and win that game to go 1-0 in the league as well. So creates a big matchup this coming Saturday down in Charlotte. Questions?
Coach, 5 games in with this new offense, and do you have to remind yourself at times you guys are still learning on the fly so many new pieces, and how would you kind of assess it at this point?
Well, I think that's the thing. I just finished. I had multiple meetings with Coach Baker this morning, and we just left another one. And it's you do have to remind yourself at times, and it's not making an excuse or anything. It's just being real. That you got new coaches coaching together, you got new players playing together, and we're seeing some growing pains from that. That being said, we have to do. We did some really good things on Saturday. I think we saw some explosiveness from our offense. I think we saw some growing up. Down 13-3 to drive and get a score up before the half, come out, get a 3 and out, go back, score, and then score again in the quarter to take a pretty solid lead. That shows growth, especially that third quarter there. So there's a lot of positives right there. The things that I continue to see, we've got to do a better job with the details, the coaching staff, of making sure that the little things we get ironed out, because that's where some of the issues are coming. Communication up front with the offensive line. That is a very good front we faced. We may not face a front quite that stout again the rest of this year. They were really good. But we created some issues ourselves with just some communication stuff. We've got to be better. And so we've got to do a better job of teaching it. We've got to make sure it's, we're simple enough that we're not overcomplicating things, allowing our kids to play fast. Same thing with some of the things at receiver. We have to be more detailed, just making sure that players really understand exactly how, we want things done. Because I do not think that we have played anywhere close to our best. I think we're playing better. But I think that we still have, a huge, room for improvement and a very high ceiling. So we're 3-2. We're 1-0 in the conference. We're sitting in a good place. But I want to continue to see us grow and improve.
D Nash and a few other guys have had to step up in the absence of Savone. Now you've they've had that week 1 to week 2 jump everybody talks about, second week without him. How would you assess how well they played this past week and made that jump?
And I think you have to be happy. I thought that Andrew Wilson-Lamp and Dontavius Nash both were very solid on Saturday. They both were tested. I thought they both responded. I thought Dontavius did a really good job a couple times in 50-50 balls where he's all alone, breaking the play up. I thought the play down in the end zone, I think that was him in the corner of the end zone. I thought it was a great play, to separate the hands. Obviously, Lamp got the big interception there in the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth. And I think that they've got to have confidence coming out of that game. I mean, especially like Andrew, I think is continuing to grow. Dontavius has been with us here for this is his second year, and so he's a little bit more established as far as just being comfortable here. But I think that Andrew, you saw him I just think he comes out of that game with a lot more confidence, and so I'm very pleased with how those two guys played.
Coach, back to the offense. When you look at the running game, what do you see there, and how important is it to get it really cranking?
Well, I see us facing one of the better run defenses we've seen all year. That had something to do with it, okay? But it's the other things I just talked about that really, didn't help us any. Just some communication stuff with how we're IDing stuff. Just all being on the same page. We got to clean that up front, and then the backs, just trusting some stuff. I think that the combination of both, we will improve. We got another challenge this weekend. Charlotte plays the run very well, so hopefully we can see some improvement this week and be much better this coming Saturday.
Coach, we've seen a lot of deep throws from Jake. Some of them he's hit on, others it seems like the timing is a little off. What are you seeing there? Maybe it's causing some of those underthrows at certain times.
Well, the one underthrow he had Saturday to Winston, I didn't think he got his feet set. He's got to get his feet set and throw that ball because Winston's wide open. I don't know if he hurried it a little bit, but he just was not set. The other throws on Saturday I thought were really good. Obviously the one to Ant we connected on, the one to Chase we connected on, and then the one to Keelan I thought was a really good throw down the sideline. Keelan's got to do a better job of getting the DB stacked and either making the catch or drawing the interference call. Yannick obviously made a really outstanding catch when he was being held and able to get a one-hander right there. I thought that was a good throw down the sideline. So I agree. There's been some balls he's underthrown. The one thing, you don't want to overthrow an open receiver, so it's a big timing thing. But we want to continue to work on that and taking advantage of the matchups that we have.
I know we talked about it during the App State week. The older guys, really wanting to get back from the loss last year. Would you say it's a similar mentality going into this game, just trying to make up for the game that happened here last year?
Well, I think the focus this week is going 1-0. That's it. It's a league game. It's an opportunity for us to get another league win. So that's got to be our focus. Our focus needs to be on us continuing to improve so we can play better this week than we did last week. And I think we got to have the right mindset going down there on the road. It's hard to win on the road. It's going to be it's not a huge stadium. It's going to be packed. There's going to be a lot of ECU fans there, so it's going to be a great atmosphere to play in. I would say probably similar to what ODU was. I think it's something we just got to have a great week of practice and have the right mindset going down there.
2 weeks ago, third down defense wasn't great, but phenomenal this week, including 4 fourth down stops. What was the difference this week in the mindset of the defense?
Well, I think part of it is what we talked about a while ago. I think that some new guys in the lineup being a lot more comfortable and just being really settled with the game plan. I think that I thought that I thought playing more people, and we said it, we want to do it on both sides of the ball. We want to continue to get more guys involved. I thought we stayed fresh, but I thought we played with a lot of energy. I thought we played with a lot of physicality. I mean, I showed a little cut up to the team, you know, I try to show just some spots, you know, because offense never sees the defense play, defense never sees the offense play. So I do a little deal before we go out for practice on Sundays and just show them some cut-ups. But the physicality that our defense played with on Saturday was exactly what we want. I thought we had great pursuit to the ball, but I thought that we were playing with a different edge Saturday, and certainly I think that impacted. I thought that impacted the receivers in the fourth quarter. I thought it impacted the quarterback in the fourth quarter. You know, all of a sudden, when you're worried about, you know, who's coming from where and what kind of attitude they're coming with, you know, your hands get a little bit closer to your chest on some of those catches. And we saw that several times during the fourth quarter.
Coach, last few weeks, big talking point has been about learning how to win those late game losses. After seeing it actually go the right way and win this past week, how does that kind of just overall impact the team's confidence moving forward?
Well, I mean, I think you've done it, okay? And, you know, certainly we created some adversity. You know, we gave up the 4th and 1 there at midfield that they were able to get a long touchdown run on. They took the lead. We come out and we throw a pick on the first offensive play. I mean, you're sitting there getting ready to lose the lead. And our defense responded, getting a 4th down stop, and then you were able to get the thing kind of going back our direction, field position wise, and lengthen the lead. And so, you know, I think that you know, that whole sequence right there shows a lot of growth. I think that the third quarter, the end of the second quarter, and the third quarter shows some character and shows some growth in our offense. And so I just think there's lots of positives we can take out of that win against a good football team.
Coach, I know they've had some injuries at quarterback, but Purdy obviously came off the bench, and pretty big spot for a freshman leading them to a win. So what did you see out of him? And then also, you know, Omega Blake, you guys know pretty good. He had some big catches there.
Well, Omega had a great game the other day. That's probably the key. That's probably the difference in them winning and losing. You know, that's probably been the one thing is that they've been a little up and down, you know, since the injury to the starter. Ivy and Purdy both have shown flashes of playing really, really well. You know, you look at the game the other night at Rice, Ivy starts, plays the first half, Purdy comes in the second half and, you know, throws the ball very well down the field. I think that's probably his strength is throwing the ball down the field. You know, he connected on 2 touchdowns to Omega and then a long pass on first down on the last drive of the game to Omega that got him down inside the 15-yard line. You know, with Ivy, he's a veteran, played a lot, great game manager. You know, going to be good with the football as far as taking care of it. You know, because they have, I think their offensive line has improved this year. I think they have solid running backs. They're really good at tight end. You know, they got Omega and some of the other guys. They have good skill kids. So, you know, really it's just that guy operating and running that offense is going to be key for them.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, Coach.